So, welcome to another Rage Against the Dice. As you can see here, we have the makings of the Wild West setup. Not a town, just out and about. There's cacti, there's rocks, sand, dunes, maybe a buffalo, I don't know, I haven't seen one. But yes, today, Alan
Hello.
And I shall be playing Legends of the Old West, the Fantastic Games Workshop historical game based around the Lord of the Rings system. One of the reasons I like the Wild West, it was much, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It just seemed a bit more fascinating than today. Nobody tweeted. I could assume someone's gender without getting attacked. Yeah. And if I did get the wrong gender, they'd probably feel a bit embarrassed. I'd feel a bit embarrassed. I'd apologise. They'd say it's fine. Everything was okay. Nobody needed to kill anybody else or write an angry email. So that was good. But no, in all seriousness though, I just think in terms of, for gaming, TV, program, cartoons, comics, I think it's a very exciting period to be set in.
It's a good backdrop
for
a lot of storylines.
So, we have set up our own little town with things that are going on. And that will be covered in a video that should be going up either before this one, or after this one, or at the same time. So they're the main three.
It may be up now, or it may be up soon.
Yes. Just because we didn't want to bog this video down with loads of history and backstory when we could ramble instead.
But we're very inconsistent.
Yes, we are. But no, so what we're going to do now is it's the first mission in said campaign. Alan's cowboys, who are the Tallahassee Riders, were coming back from a cattle drive and they're going back to Broken Rock, which is the town where our game is set in. They have been set upon by a group of outlaws, which is a full female gang, and they're called the Lawless Roses. Now, where we stand so far is Alan's posse's been riding through the desert, going back to the town. They've heard gunfire, they've stopped to see what it is, and their horses have been taken out while they're still on them, so they collapse to the ground. They then sort of compose themselves, so Alan's models are going to be in the centre of the board, in a defensive capacity. My models that are split into two separate groups are going to be coming in from either side, from the corners. We're not going to film the whole game, we're just going to, because we're still learning it, or for myself it's reacquainting myself with it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a turn by turn what's been happening. Once we get a bit more fluid with the game, certainly we're going to film full things.
Equally like Kev was just talking about there. So one of the reasons we're not going to film all of it is, yes, Kev's very familiar with the gameplay, the mechanics and so on, but there is a bit of familiarity that we're going to have to keep referencing back. I am very, very poor when it comes to familiarity and game mechanics. So if we were filming all of this, there would be a lot of me asking, what does this do? How does this work? It's not fun to watch.
Absolutely. With regards to this is, so far you've only really seen myself and Alan in the videos. That's going to change. My father, he's also called Kevin, he's got a posse. His are the lawmen, the sheriffs of our town. There's one of our friends, Kyle. He has a posse, or he's rounding up a posse as we speak, getting a bit of paint on it, which is probably why he isn't here gaming today. And there's a few others from our gaming club who are all really, really excited about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to introduce the posses, and then we'll go from there. Now, I know the names of mine, so I can go straight to it. Alan might need to get his roster sheet.
Yeah, I named mine about 2 weeks ago, and I can't remember.
So I'm going to slide you down and introduce you here. So the first lady here is my posse leader. She is a cheeky little outlaw. She's called Lawless Kaylee C. She has a bit of backstory to her, which will be coming in the video we do about the backstory of our town and the surrounding areas, but she's a bad mama jammer, I believe is the term. And then we have here, this is Little Britches. Nobody knows her real name. She's been called that as young as she can remember. She was orphaned. Again, there's a lot more history about her we're going to get. And then this pretty lady here is called Double Barrel Debs. Clearly because of a double barrel shotgun. not because of any other assets that she has available. So that's my outlaw gang, the Lawless Roses. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take you across to Alan's peeps, and Alan's going to tell you about each of them, either in a little bit of detail or a lot of detail. It's entirely up to him.
Absolutely. Right, we're probably starting with that one. So that's my main trail boss. That is Black Gus, so named for, obviously, his coat. You'll see that all of my cowboys have all got different coloured coats. They're not all named after the colour, but Black Gus, as the leader, needed that little bit of identifying moniker to him.
Now, which guy are you going with
then
next?
We'll go straight over to our blue coat guy.
Yep.
He is Quick Gun Pete. He's a buckaroo, and he's equipped with a 6-gun.
Yep.
The next one we have in red is Rattlesnake Rick. A little bit of alliteration, flying it all over the place. He has 2 6-guns. I think I've already said he's a buckaroo. And the final one in the brown is Mustache Mick. He has a 6-gun and a knife, which is a hand weapon. I don't know whether we've already done the video.
I think you've got those two the wrong way around. He's got 2 6-guns. He has a 6-gun and a knife.
There you go.
Brown coat, 2 6-guns.
Let me just edit that.
But other than that, that is his posse. And his guys are cowboys. They look slightly ominous, slightly outlawish, but there is some backstory behind that as well, which is covered in the backstory video of previous, current, or future, which we've alluded to.
Yeah, because I have no idea which order these have or are or will be put up in the order. You will find us often referring to videos that may not yet have been put up, or talking about videos that we've already put up but haven't necessarily finished.
Yes. Well, he's
this
basically
all sounds
saying,
very complicated.
yeah, it's not like a sort of time travel thing. It's a lazy thing.
Yeah.
No, we film many things in one day.
It's a workload
Yeah.
and workflow issue more than anything else.
So, yes. So, back to where we are. This is where it is. Alan starts in a 6-inch square in the middle of the board. I come in, my posse, on 2 separate sides, each on 6 inches. We do have a table being sorted out for the town itself. This is the start of the sort of deserty area. This terrain eventually is going to look a bit more like this and a bit more like the board itself. You can see the cacti from a previous video, and then my shame ones at the side there that haven't been painted at all yet, mainly because I ran out of yellow spray. I'm not going to lie to you guys, you'd see right through my facade. At the moment the cold seems to be hidden away, but by the end of this video I'm hoping it's back out for you so you aren't disappointed. Should we get down to it and then we'll come and do a turn by turn play?
Yeah, let's do that.
Awesome. See you in a bit, guys. So welcome back. So far we've just done the setup, I know. Seamless, but for us it was ages. I've got 2 models down over yonder, and as we zoom across, we've got one there, which is my gang leader or posse leader, and then right here is Alan's disreputable reprobates.
Not any of those things. They're a very reputable cowboy thing.
Posse?
Posse?
You didn't write the backstory. You don't know how disreputable they actually are. No,
I barely even named them right.
You did, you just didn't at the same time. But yes, so that's us. Because I'm the attacker, I get to go first. Rejoice. I shall see you at the end of turn 1 and let you know how we're getting on, theoretically. Cool. So, welcome back. We did turn 1 and 2 together because turn 1 was mainly just a positioning one, and nothing really happened, did it? However, turn 2 was slightly more eventful. So, we'll go to over here first, where old Double Barrel, she unloaded her full shotgun on your gang leader. What's his name again?
Gus.
Gus, who dodged it, full-on Matrix style. That's how I saw it anyway in my head. Then Little Britches over here. She just waddled into position, ready for next turn, unfortunately. This guy here, red coat.
Yeah, Mick.
He popped her. And as you can see there, she's down on the ground, unconscious. Hoping not to bleed out before the end of the game. And then over here, brown coat.
Bronco, that's Rick, Rattlesnake Rick.
Took a shot. There was some dispute about cover. Well,
Yeah.
more like a conversation than a dispute. You can
Apparently, because you can just not see this tiny, tiny core end of hers, that counts as cover, according to our game master here.
But as you can see from there...
I don't know why I'm trying to point the screen. As you can see, there's not... Look, she's all there. She's all exposed.
But as it happened, he failed to wound regardless.
Not the point.
So turn one. One of my guys is down, meaning I have to start taking pluck tests because I only have 3 people. Alan's guy, one of them got shot at, but managed to successfully dodge it. So I'm going to take that pluck test now, and it would be my pluck of 3 plus the dice roll, and I need to get 10 or more. And that's a fail. So the first ever game we have lasted 2 turns, and now I'm fleeing. So we're going to do all the experience and things like that, and then we'll come back with regards to it. But yeah, that was a short game, but that's what happens when you only have a small posse.
Don't take on the Tallahassee Riders. That's what
you
need to learn.
You kill their horses, they get particularly peeved.
Bad mofo.
Absolutely. So we're going to come back with it and let you know where we're at. Cool. Right, so we're back. Little Britches was fine. Just a flesh wound. So one of her limbs is gone. Yeah. But in general, she's fine. Red Coat here actually leveled up. And do you want to tell us what he got?
So he got an extra +1 for his pluck.
So
his pluck went from a 3 to a 4.
So he's pretty feisty. What we're going to do now is we're going to work out the earnings. For myself, it's the basic 1d6 plus the 2d6 I get for my hero surviving. With you, it's...
So it's my normal 1d6.
Yep.
My 2 extra d6 because of my hero surviving, plus an additional 2d6 for winning.
Perfect. So I'm going to roll mine first. You're going to roll yours second, and that's going to be what we get in dollars. We're videoing this mainly just because the other people in our campaign probably know us well enough to know we're cheating scumbags.
Oh, yeah,
Which is why I play Outlaws. So, as you can see there, I got a 4, and a 5. Now, my maths may fail me, but I believe that's a 13. So, I get $13 for this mission. And now Al of Anne is going to roll for his.
Right. 5, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16.
So Alan gets an extra 16. So if we look at his stash here, he is as barren as the desert. So he can currently change that to a 16. And then we can go and do trading and stuff afterwards, which we won't film. We'll just come back. What I will do now, though, is I'm just going to check with Alan what he thought. It was a very short first game, but so what are your feelings with regards to it?
I was very surprised how short that game was. The pluck really sort of changed it up. It was like much faster than I had all expected. But overall, it was a nice start. I would have much liked it, much more preferred it to have gone on longer, but you know, it's the roll of the dice.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, this game, we're playing our campaign at $100 to start with, so we have smaller crews. Last time we played, when we were just sort of re-catching up with the rules and teaching you them, we were playing at $200, so we had 6 or 7 people, which means you have to have a good 2 or 3 that fail before you start to...
And that's what made the big difference with the pluck,
Yeah, I mean, the difference is we wanted to keep the count low because it fits with our story. It's a new town setting up, like it's only a new sheriff, he doesn't even have a deputy. We're small starting out posses because we like the idea of everything growing and building. But no, I said it was short, and the table isn't set up as a gunfight. We have gone for sort of a level of realism with it, meaning that cover isn't as vast as, say, if we were playing one of the town ones.
Although saying that, we
did manage to,
constantly.
But no, I said I think we're going to try for a second game. And just try, one of the basic come on either side, shoot each other style missions. Again, because we don't want to launch too far ahead doing one where we're picking up loads of extra loot and loads of extra experience. because that's going to put us ahead, infamy-wise, the other people. But we're going to finish off the campaign side of it now. This is the video that's going to go up. There won't be any more added to it, maybe a few photos. But other than that, that was fantastic. I had a good time. It was a bit short, but you will get that on these type of games. You leave my grandma out of this. But no, thanks for watching, guys. And as always, pray to the dice gods and hope they smile upon you. I'm still never going to let you say that. It's my catchphrase. Yours is going to be, I'm Alan. Take care, guys.